Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are going to be reviewing a gold soldier player. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that definitely helps me out, grows the channel. I really do appreciate it. Or if you're looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what my rates look like, join the community, see what sort of events, partner streams, whatever we have coming up, all sorts of cool stuff. Okay, so we have ourselves a soldier, tank line. We'll see if this is permanent. Ugh, yuck. D.Va's already a tank line, and a Widow is our DPS partner. But at least they're running a pair, something for you to shoot at. Okay, so I don't need you. Just chill in here with your team. I'm already okay with you going, hey, I want to go see if I can take this. Like, I'm okay with that. This isn't really meaningful. No, wrong soldier. We don't need to shoot at a Rein shield. Go take better positioning. You don't need to move the cart. Your Moira's going to do that. So is your Zarya.
Get over here and heal up.
Please don't be here. Why would we shoot uphill? Why would we shoot uphill on a similar sightline? Not the same, but a similar sightline to our Widow when we could be over here. We could be here going, not letting them have this space. They're about to take great space and rain, destruction onto us from the side. And, Widow sort of checks that, but we'd check it even better if we'd been here and just been like, nah, they wouldn't even have rotated through this if we'd been here. Okay. Hey, Alice. Good to have you here. I'm glad you connected there, but again, that would have been so much easier if you just had the positioning to start. You didn't deal with that soldier. You can't really stand here. You can't stand here. Like, you can't. This guy can, rather than foolishly challenge your Widow, he can step over here and fight you with high ground, etc. Now, what he should actually do is go sprint, get the mega, come back, etc. But we're not reviewing him. He has the ability to stand here and crush you, and you were just kind of chilling here. You immediately needed to relocate to here when you couldn't get him, so, or at least, like here, so you have cover available, etc.
This will heal you.
Running it up mid as soldier, it hurts. Okay. Good. Now take this time to go get real positioning. Real positioning could look like this. It could be cool, this high ground that you'd have. I'd accept something over here. Like, I'd even accept over here. It's safer, etc. This would be pretty great too. I'd be very happy with you. This might feel too aggressive, and I'm okay with that. But this is pretty good. Yeah. Let's please go do that.
Move it out.
Allow me to repair.
Keep some distance. Please don't shoot the bubble after you know it's a bubble.
Come here and get stabilized.
Your fire. See how those Widow streams are continuing to go? Those trails are continuing to go right above your head. That means you're not on an off angle. That means you and Widow are both threatening the same exact spot. Teams don't do very well when both of their DPS are threatening the exact same sight line, the exact same heroes. You want to have different angles. That compromises cover. It gives you better map control. It's all sorts of nice. They run from you. They run into Widow's sight line. More likely, they flee from the Widow because they don't want to get headshot, and boom, they're in your sight line. Better. Yeah. Could do stuff from here. You wanna go take high ground? I do not care about 3 people on cart. Please go take high ground. You're high ground path, since you ran back this way, would have been to continue sprinting this way. You move very fast, you have sprint, and going and taking this. That would make this next team fight, which will be like here-ish, much, much easier. Or if the team is slow to get their stuff together and the next team fight ends up being here-ish, you pretty much have to control this at higher levels to be able to win a team fight here. So let's just go get it now. We want a team fight. We have time. There aren't any good staggers for us to pick up, so let's use that time for positioning instead. Positioning. You see how it's so hard to shoot Reapers when they're up there? That's because that's a good place to be. High ground is like cover whenever you want it. You should take some. Go take some high ground. Are we trying to aim there? Like, I don't think you're trying to aim there. I don't mind you having bad aim, but let's be serious about this for a second. That's a Wraithing Reaper. You can't hurt that. There's a Zarya up to its left. Maybe that's who you're trying to hit. Who are you on? Okay. Okay, so this is where it starts getting really bad, though. So you're at 20 bullets. Who are you trying to hit? I don't think you're trying to hit anyone. I think you're shooting in the general direction of blue. Now you're maybe trying to hit Zarya. Maybe. Again, if you get too far off with your aim, if your aim gets like, how shall I put this? Let's say you're here. And you're trying to, let's get a different color, and you are trying to track this, what is that, a BAP? This BAP, yes. Great. If you're trying to track that BAP that's in the open, etc., cool. I respect that. That is good target selection. Let's shoot at the BAP. If you find your crosshair has wandered here, that's fine. You just drag your crosshair while continuing to shoot to either where the BAP is or more likely where you think the BAP is going. You don't go, hey, I'm trying to shoot ahead of where the BAP is, but you try to shoot, if the BAP you think is moving left, you try to shoot the left sort of side of the BAP. You try to be hitting it like right here-ish, etc. If you think the BAP is moving right, you try to sort of be hitting it right here-ish, etc., and you continue to be trying to hit that side of it, etc. You move with a little predictiveness. You stay on the side of the BAP that you think it's moving towards, etc., and, you know, it will be moving, it will be doing some strafing, so you have to be predictive with that, etc. Okay, if your crosshair gets too far, like here though, I want you to let go of left click, and I want you to actually hit a flick, like you would on McCree or Reaper or someone like that, to get it back to the hero before you start firing again. Okay? If you get like this distance, I want you to go ahead and hit a flick. If you're like, this distance, no problem. Just try to correct with normal tracking, maybe slightly accelerated normal tracking, but we'll still call it tracking rather than a flick. But if you get to like this distance, which you were when you were shooting between a bunch of people there, I want you to actually hit a flick onto the target that you're going. Like I want it to actually be, okay, flick motion rather than tracking motion. Okay, cool.
No one can hide from my sight.
Огонь по готовности.
Did you have to? You probably did. Yeah. You can turn and shoot, or you can reset completely. That's fine. Let me try that one more time. This happens. Fine. You're trying to regroup your team. I'm with it. Cool. Don't do it. Don't do it. You see how your team is still sort of getting back, still just leaving spawn, etc. What that really means is, oh, I have plenty of time to sprint over here and go take high ground. That's what it means. That's what it means. I promise. It's really good. It's really good. See? He respects how good it is. He respects how good it is. He thought it was pretty good, but he can drop it and later change his mind and go back up. Maybe. It's limited where he can do it from, but maybe. You aren't respecting it. Please respect the high ground. And by respect it, I mean take it for yourself. No, the high ground, to your right. Don't push it up mid. Don't do it. Don't do it. Good, good. Yeah! Good. Good decision to health station rather than go for the obvious mega. Okay. We didn't really get enough heals out of it, but hey. Now the mega was right. Beautiful, beautiful. Don't force this. He's got heal station advantage. Get the mega. Get the mega. Okay.
My ultimate is charging.
Don't leave. No, no, no. There's no need to leave. I like high ground, but this angle is fine. There's plenty you can do from here. You can go, yeah, I'm going to keep poking at whoever's here. It's going to make them uncomfortable. I promise it's fine to be here. This is too much rotating while your team is fighting. Okay. So now you're waiting for the next fight, and you guys just need to do your best to hold this space.
Everyone, heal up.
Okay, please don't run at the Reaper.
The payload sold. Get it.
Okay. That's okay. I'm okay with you guys battling for that and sometimes losing, etc. I want you battling for it, though.
No rest for the weary.
No, no. This is gonna feel like you're running your head into a wall again. Okay. It's always very hard to just force your way down mid, etc. When they have high ground. It's always very hard. High ground makes it way, way easier. It's gonna be basically impossible with a Zarya D.Va line into a Reinhardt Zarya. Like, you're just not gonna win straight on, push at them wars, etc. You have to take your angles. You have to get the high grounds. I know you lost the high ground battle once, but that just means go do it again. It's better. Leave. Leave. Okay. If we're popping trans, you can fight it. That's fine. No, no, you don't just shoot hoping. You don't just shoot at the soldier hoping that he's going to show up. You put it into the Rhine shield if that's the only target available, and then you pivot, you swing back the instant he's available again.
Surrender to my will. I cast it forth.
Okay, now we're going Reaper. That's worse. That is a worse pick. What is giving you trouble is the high ground. I mean, he could do either. If he needed to use Visor to get the high ground, that would be fine, but usually having Visor to take the high ground isn't going to help very much. So you can do either. If you need Visor to take the high ground, if it's really going to help you, I'm fine with that. It's probably going to do more work from the high ground, significantly more work, because its help is very little for getting the high ground. But getting the high ground is important enough that if it takes you Visor to get the high ground, sure, that's fine with me. No, as soldier, he was fine. I don't mind if he keeps trying to battle his way in 1v2, 1v1 to get the high ground. Like, I don't mind. Even if he keeps losing trying to take the high ground 1v2, I don't mind, because at the very least, if he's doing that at the right times, even if he's losing or losing slowly 1v2s, at least those people on the high ground aren't punishing his team, and maybe his team has a chance. I was totally fine with his soldier taking high ground. He could also go Genji to try to take the high ground. He could go Tracer to take the high ground. It's not hard to, I mean, it's a little challenging to take this high ground as attackers, but it's not like there's nothing stopping him from taking this. And I would not recommend Pharah to do it, no. Because if you use Pharah to do it, what's going to happen is you're going to be like, aha, I'm going to pop up here. Oh, shoot, I'm now fighting hit scan without being able to be significantly above them where fall-off comes in. I have to sort of jump them. I have to dive them, and I have to dive them very unidirectionally, very predictably, etc. It's not a great time. Other soldier. Oh, excuse me. Reaper now. Yeah. I mean, there's a soldier on high ground. This isn't going to work.
60 seconds.
I don't really care if the opposing team's tanks are on high ground or not. They can start on high ground, but they're frequently going to drop to hold the cart in a place where their backline people, like Soldier, etc., get to work from high ground. I know that if I'm blue team, that my Reinhardt is regularly going to drop if he even bothers to take high ground in the first place, and I know my Reaper is regularly going to drop too. And my Zarya can do what she wants. If she's going to throw right clicks up there, fine. As long as she can get bubbles onto Zarya, I don't care. If she feels like she wants to drop, that's fine with me too. Though I expect her to reset to high ground, whereas I'm less picky on if my Reinhardt does it. Okay.
I will get my revenge. I've got you in my sights.
Gale the Mahol.
This is a stagger. Okay. Angle. Angle hard. Sorry, angled the same direction. Unfortunate. Oh, this is as far as we get. Okay.
Oh, let's break it.
It's overtime, so I should probably be less critical. I'm not going to be less critical. Okay. Wraith is too valuable. Wraith is too valuable. I'd have preferred Shadow Step. Shadow Step isn't really meaningfully better, but it's a tiny bit better to preserve your Wraith. You will take damage as you unshadow step here, but these guys aren't good enough to insta-delete you when you unshadow step, so yeah, I'd have preferred Shadow Step, but that's super nitpicky. Okay, you can't shoot at the Moira because you can't leave cart, so you have to find someone else to shoot at immediately to take advantage of the basically immortality you have for 2 seconds from the sound barrier. What are you doing? What are you doing? You wasted your sound barrier. You wasted it. That could have been 2 shots into the Reinhardt, which Moira's going to struggle to heal him through, especially at that distance. Good. Okay, so you might think that this was a hero pick problem, you might think this was a mechanics problem, you might think this is all sorts of problem. This was a you not fighting for high ground problem. You went to try to take high ground once, and that was your best push.
Yeah, certainly. No, yeah.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
You didn't actually win it on second with that push, but that was your best push, and it was your team's best chance.
Imagine the worst possible. Now,
Yes,
avoid that.
certainly.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
5,
Please don't just play.
4,
Okay.
Hello.
No.
3,
Nay.
2, 1.
Sigma's over here. You're here. Bap is here. Moira's here. Ashe is here. I hope your Ashe goes and joins Sigma to make your positioning less bad.
Attackers incoming. Power of destruction. Stop.
Oh, it's doing one of these? Okay. Really? You think I'm going to challenge Pharah while she has, aerial cover available to her, but I'm in the middle of the open where the entire enemy team can potentially round the corner and see me? Maybe back up a little further to where they can't. Maybe swing a little more this way to where they can't. Don't go, I'm going to challenge Pharah who's behind a wall while I'm open for the entire enemy team to shoot at. Don't do that. Okay, go for the Pharah. Fine. Oh look, we don't have anyone holding this. It makes me sad. Is there anything they could do to challenge it? A Pharah. That's it. That's the only person who can go challenge this. So you could just be chilling here. You'd be like, hey, I'm raining from a different angle. See how the Rhine Shield protects them from this angle, but can't protect them from this angle at the same time? They have to pick one. Angles compromise cover. And then you'd have high ground to shoot people, and you'd be doing headshot damage because it's so much easier. Their head takes up bigger surface area from up here. And if you get in trouble, you can sprint out, you can heal station, you can sprint back to the Mega and leave. Only thing you have to be aware of is, hey, does the Pharah go up? And like we just talked about before, if the Pharah shifts from the ground, she's not really very high up. That's actually a preferred range for you, not her, etc. She instead has to try and like dive you, or she has to like shift up over to here when you're not paying attention, and then get like another shift. Like those aren't great options for her. So just be here. It's beautiful.
Come here and get stabilized.
What? Who on your team needs this? Okay. There we go. That was a thing that happened. Imagine how uncomfortable this soldier would be if you wanted to shoot your team over here, but you were over here. Imagine how much good his strafes against your team over there wouldn't do if you were shooting him from here. That left-right movement isn't going to help him because it's forward-back movement, which isn't good at all when you're, looking at him like this. Okay. I'm just picking on your angles at this point. Oh, your angle just became better through no fault of yours. Please don't forget about the soldier, though. You're just going to exist here. You're not going to heal station. You're not going to have any awareness of the soldier coming back. Like, why is the soldier not turned the corner and eliminated you yet? Okay. Scene of the crime, moments before it happened. How do I know? How do I know? So this is a game sense issue. You knew that you drew that soldier away, got him low health, but did not eliminate him. So of course he was going somewhere to get health. He was either going back to spawn to heal in there, or he was backing up to drop a heal station to heal up with his station for a bit, and then he'd peek you again. I just think forgot that you were low health because you had your heal station for ages that you could have healed back up with. And B, you didn't once check over here to see, is he there? Is he there? Is he there? When you knew he was going to come back and finish you at some point. Of course that was going to happen. You should have heal stationed. You should have been checking over there more frequently. And as more time passed, where, hey, he's more likely to be on his way back from spawn by now, hey, he's more likely to have had and used his heal station by now, you wanted to be working your way back here, where you had even more cover available from him, etc. Or you wanted to be going, hey, I'm aware, and then I tuck over here, maybe I just work my way up to here, and I shoot from above up here, etc. That's just a game sense thing. You knew he was there, you have to mentally track, hey, of course he's going to come back. I thought so too, Game Buster. And I do like this map. This is a good map.
Not on ice yet.
Emitting flux isn't quite ready yet.
Team's not here. You have to decide if you want it or not.
Much better.
You guys are going to go for it?
Get into position.
Okay, you're not going for it. High ground. Are we going to take high ground? High ground? High ground? Do it. You don't need this pathing for high ground, but I'm okay with it. Again, game sense thing, you have to check these things. You just hop so you continue moving in this direction, and then 90-degree turn, and turn back. So it doesn't slow you down. You get to see, hey, is there anything here I need to be aware of, rather than just run? This is an opening. There could be enemies here. There could be enemies looking this way. There could be enemies that know attack better than you, and we're already coming this way to take high ground. You needed to check. You have to have the information to be able to take advantage of the information. And, you're... Okay.
Certainly.
It's probably early. Yes, you're missing health, but you had most of your health, and you're probably going to want to be able to drop this once they start shooting at you. Of your heal station, which is now gone, but you did have another, half second of heal station, and you could have just done it right here where Pharah couldn't hit you. Okay.
The experiment is ready. Time for a gravitic flux.
No.
Yes.
Negative.
A gravitic flux is upon certainly.
As excited as a puppy when Temporal sees high ground usage. Yeah, kind of. I like it when people play well. I especially like it when people do something right after having done it wrong a bunch.
Is that melody?
Oh, look. They understand the value of high ground. Pharaoh distracted you while Soldier took you out. Well, Pharaoh got the elimination, but I don't really care. Soldier would have gotten you if she hadn't. And now they're going to finish the map right here with no more effort because they have high ground control. You know what? I don't even care what our soldier's doing for the rest of this. I care what their soldier's doing for the rest of this. That's more interesting. Because this is what should have happened. Hey, Super. Look at this. Wasn't a threat. We can turn. Look at how easy it is to hold these opponents. Oh, look, the Ashe. The Ashe is threatening us with TNT, but can't finish us because we have high ground, so we control whether they have a sight line on us or not.
I've got you in my sights.
And here we go. It was nice that we had this, but even if we didn't, like, I know it looks like this soldier didn't do anything. Oh, they're fading to black too fast on me. Come on, I want my 5 seconds. Like, even though this soldier didn't end up doing much, just having this is like, hey, you can't push my team back. Like, let's pretend that Soldier's team was still back here. Soldier then peeks here. And this team goes, oh, shoot, we're boned, and they have to back up, etc. Or they push in because they have to for the cart because of where this is, and they're getting, torn up from above while they go here, etc. Like, this is how this works. You just got to be aware that this high ground is incredibly powerful. You almost were. You got it a little bit better on the defense, but then you had game sense issues. So your biggest thing is really, really going to be understanding. Take the off angles, take the high ground. That's what your sprint is for, especially on Dorado second pushes. The reason they're not working for you is because you're not going for the high ground. I don't care if no one else on your team is going for the high ground. You're Soldier. You can go fight for the high ground by yourself. I don't care if you're having to take 1v2s to try to get it. You can go try to fight for the high ground yourself. If you're having to take 1v2s, you can't do it early. You have to do it when your team is trying to push main, etc. But most of the time, you can try and even take it a little early, go take it, and then go dominate them from above. That's going to be your biggest thing. The second thing that you could work on, we talked about angles, we talked about high ground. I mean, do I even want to give you a second thing? Like, that is so much what this game was about. It was about you not having an understanding high grounds. It's going to be the game sense. Yeah, after you've spent like 30 games just drilling into not just your mind, but your actual play, making it a habit, like for 30 games, for 2 weeks, for whatever it takes, you've made it a habit of, hey, I am actively using 10, 15% of my brain power in each game to think about going and taking the high ground. Am I on the high ground? Every 3-4 games, I'm reviewing one of my games going, am I taking the high ground? Am I taking off angles at least when it makes sense, etc. Go do that. After you get that, after you really make that part of your play, at that point, you can move on to going, now I need to mentally start tracking where my opponents are. I need to mentally go, I made that soldier leave. He's going to come back, and I made him leave 4 seconds ago. Okay, it takes probably about 8 seconds to get to the spawn and back, so I need to start thinking about him again, etc. Or, hey, I'm fighting this fair. I've been fighting this fair for a while. I wonder where the other guy is. I haven't seen any of the rest of the team for a while. I wonder if anyone is going to show up here, etc. When I'm back here, healing up, maybe I'll turn and look and listen and all those sorts of things, etc. So just awareness of tracking the enemies, etc. I don't want to generically say work on your game sense, though that is sort of what it is. What I'm instead going to say is, as a piece of working on your game sense, because this is going to be a slow build thing, it's, hey, you need to mentally track enemies that left. When should they be back? And the same thing applies when you eliminate them. When you eliminate an enemy, how long is it going to take for that enemy to show up again? Okay, or if they're right on top of their spawn, it may only take 12 seconds. If you just got a checkpoint and therefore their spawn is now far away, it might take 20 seconds. That's something that you'll mentally be tracking and adjusting, etc. And you can't do it for the whole opposing team at once. You got to build it one at a time, but build into that. Okay, I'm going to hop into another video here. Gamebuster, I see that. I think it's going to go stable. They're doing more work in the sewers now, it looks like. I don't know. They're doing more work nearby, and it's possible it'll bump again, and it's possible it'll make the next stream bad, but it looks like it's recovered, so I'm going to try for one more right here before I take a break to deal with a couple things, etc. Okay, so cool. Cool. I will be back in a few. Hope to see you guys soon. Thanks, Temporal Out.